The hunt for the wings of destiny. What would you do if the treasure on your back suddenly began calling out to another warrior somewhere on the same planet? Welcome back, Swallowed Star fans. Luo Feng has just escaped a deadly trap set by the Northern Border Alliance after obtaining the legendary Sword River Luo God Blade. Universe Overlords are already closing in, and even a Universe Lord may descend soon. But before Luo Feng can escape, something impossible happens. His mysterious treasure, the Killer Wu Wings, suddenly begins to tremble uncontrollably, as if it has sent high above the wilderness of the Primal Star. Qi Shui Palace leader and the humble knight exchanged shocked glances. They had just fought the mysterious golden horn beast, and the result terrified them. The creature possessed a domain-type treasure, a flight treasure, and an incredibly powerful armor treasure. Worse still, the armor had already been activated to its third form. Qi Shui Palace leader spoke with a grave expression. If this armor were ordinary, it would never withstand my blood spear so easily. The humble knight nodded. The golden horn beast's divine body was already enormous, and the armor reduced damage to almost nothing. Against such a combination, killing it would be nearly impossible unless a Universe Lord personally attacked. The two immediately realized their plan had failed. If the beast escaped with the Sword River Luo God Blade, the Northern Border Alliance would lose a priceless opportunity. But they quickly decided to hide the truth. No one else had seen the battle. As long as they stayed silent, no one would know they had already confronted the beast. Their only hope now was the larger trap prepared by the Northern Border Alliance at the vortex exits. Once a Universe Lord arrived, the golden horn beast would have nowhere left to run. Meanwhile, deep within an ancient forest on the Primal Star, Luo Feng's golden horn beast body hid among towering trees. His mind was racing. His original escape plan had been simple: approach the vortex passage leading out of the Primal Star and slip away. But after fighting Qi Shui Palace leader and the humble knight, Luo Feng immediately realized something terrifying. The Northern Border Alliance had been planning this trap from the very beginning. If he flew toward the vortex passage now, he would walk directly into an ambush. But going to another passage wasn't safe either. The Primal Star contained over 10,000 vortex exits, yet the Alliance might have placed traps near all the closest ones. Even worse, if a Universe Lord descended while Luo Feng was still traveling, they could control space and time and capture him instantly. Realizing the danger, Luo Feng made the only logical decision. He sought help from his teacher. Within the virtual universe, Luo Feng quickly met the Primal Chaos City Master and explained everything: the Sword River Luo God Blade, the pursuit by the Northern Border Alliance, and his battle with the two Universe Overlords. Even the Primal Chaos City Master was surprised. To survive against those two overlords was already an incredible achievement. But Luo Feng's situation was extremely dangerous. After listening carefully, the Primal Chaos City Master finally revealed his plan. Do not go to any vortex passage, he said calmly. Instead, Luo Feng should remain far away from all escape routes and simply stall for time. If Luo Feng approached a vortex, he would fall directly into the enemy's trap. But if he stayed deep within the Primal Star, the Northern Border Alliance would have to wait for their Universe Lord to arrive before capturing him. The plan was simple. Luo Feng would split his clones. The 9 nether clone would hide the treasures, while the golden horn beast would become the obvious target. Even if the enemy killed the beast, they would gain nothing. Meanwhile, the Primal Chaos City Master himself began traveling toward the Primal Star. If Luo Feng could survive long enough, his teacher would arrive to save him. Back on the Primal Star, Luo Feng immediately followed the plan. The golden horn beast flew through the skies, searching for a remote forest where he could separate his clones safely. But just as he landed among the trees, something unexpected happened. The Killer Wu Wings on his back began trembling violently. Luo Feng was stunned. The Killer Wu Wings had already recognized him as their master. Normally, such a treasure would obey him completely. Yet now they were shaking uncontrollably, as if something in the distance was calling them. Looking into the sky, Luo Feng saw a figure approaching. An 8-armed mechanical warrior with black wings on his back. At that very moment, both warriors realized the same truth. Their wings were attracting each other. Luo Feng suddenly understood. The Killer Wu Wings were not a complete treasure. They were only one half of something far greater. The approaching warrior was none other than the automaton Universe Overlord, Supremacy Tianhu. Both instantly knew the value of what the other possessed. A brief negotiation followed, but neither side was willing to trade such a treasure cheaply. The only option left was battle. The forest exploded into chaos as the two clashed violently. Tianhu unleashed his ultimate technique, the 8-shuttle attack, a breathtaking move capable of destroying most opponents instantly. But Luo Feng simply endured it. Protected by the Calamity armor and his enormous divine body, he suffered almost no damage. Realizing he could not win, Tianhu finally retreated. After the battle, Luo Feng quickly separated his clones, hiding all his treasures with the 9 nether clone while the golden horn beast flew away alone. But just as Luo Feng thought he had bought himself time, the entire Primal Star suddenly trembled. Space froze, time slowed, a terrifying pressure descended across the planet. A Universe Lord had arrived. Luo Feng had barely finished separating his clones and hiding his treasures when the sky itself seemed to freeze. Space stopped moving. Time slowed under an invisible authority. Only one kind of existence in the universe could control space and time so effortlessly. A Universe Lord had arrived on the Primal Star. The trap of the Northern Border Alliance had finally closed. And Luo Feng, alone on a battlefield filled with enemies, had just become the target of a being powerful enough to erase him from existence. Subscribe now and hit the notification bell, because in the next chapter the true hunters of the universe will finally step onto the battlefield, and Luo Feng's greatest test is about to begin.